watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. You're watching us on channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7. I am Zulayat Hamid. Let's start with tonight's headlines. Now, recent data shows that Africa faces over 100 disease outbreaks annually, driven by climate change, biodiversity loss, migration, and human-animal interactions. Also on the news, the Narnia Educational Group is celebrating a milestone in youth empowerment as it certifies its Diamond Cohort, a group of resilient young women prepared to rewrite the narrative of Sierra Leone's youth. And the International Labour Organization and partners with support from the European Union wraps up export and readiness training in Bombali. Now, hello and welcome from wherever you're joining me tonight. I am Zulayat Hamid. Now, first in the news. Africa faces over 100 disease outbreaks annually, driven by climate change, biodiversity loss, migration, and human-animal interactions, despite hosting 17% of the global population. The continent produces 12, just 1.5% of health research. Now, the launch meeting held in Bamako, Mali, brought together project investigators, coordinators and stakeholders from all 5 partners countries to formally kickstart project activities, alignmentation and strategies and more. Let's join Sir Solomon Yomba.
The University of Sierra Leone is at the forefront of a major regional effort to enhance scientific, clinical and genomic research on spillover pathogens in West Africa. The initiative, led by the West African Consortium for Clinical Research on Epidemic Pathogens and supported by the Science for Africa Foundation, involves 5 countries: Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire and Mali. This effort aims at building capacity in arboviral disease research. Speaking at a project inception meeting, Dr. Alhaji Njai, principal of the Strengthening Clinical and Genomic Research Capacity on Arbovirus, says these efforts go beyond the countries already involved, noting it is a step to prevent pandemics globally.
Because what we have today here is a collective that is not just for the 4 countries in West Africa, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, Ivory Coast, and Mali, but the efforts we are putting in here, it's about preventing pandemics globally. So the efforts
Thank you very much, Ken. We truly appreciate it.
In February 2025 alone, the continent faced 54 active outbreaks and 82 ongoing public health events, highlighting the urgent need for robust scientific collaboration, health workforce development, and stronger links between research and decision makers. Dr. Njai underscores the challenges and calls for continuous preparedness.
We had a lot of challenges, and we continue to have challenges. And the efforts that we are putting in here is to really begin to think ahead of these pathogens and begin to be more proactive rather than reactive. And that way we can actually begin to be more effective in our response to pathogens.
Strengthening Africa's research and collaboration is vital for global health security. The Africa Pandemic Research Collaborative promises to build capacity, foster innovation, and deliver sustainable solutions, ensuring a healthy, more resilient future for the continent and the world. Sir Solomon Yoba, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, the gender data portal of the World Bank indicates that Sierra Leone is in 2019 scored 33.9% in adult literacy for women, which was significantly lower when compared to men and other women in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, this demonstrates that the bridge between vulnerability and self-sufficiency is often built through education. Now, to tackle this, the Nania Educational Group is celebrating a new milestone in youth empowerment as its certified Diamond Cohort, a group of resilient young women prepared to rewrite the narrative of Sierra Leone's youth. Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo was in attendance, and he now reports.
Provide more than just lessons, but a lifeline through specialized streams, such as business development, caregiving, creative writing, and storytelling. The coordinator, Ruth Yebusisi, is the background of the educational group.
So I found people that love to give back to the community. Something for our country, not only what our country does for us. We said, okay, we are going to create a platform to empower young women and young minds. So this is what we do as Nania Educational Group. What the nation provides for us. We go out and look for problems and proper solutions to this problem. We go on to build young minds, tell them that you can be what you want to be. The only thing that you need to do is to launch out into the deep, launch out and be better.
The ceremony at Smart Farm wasn't just about handing out a paper. It was a validation of 6 months of intensive mentorship and personal development. This Diamond Cohort have survived the rigors of facilitated workshop and professional grooming, earning incentives that acknowledge their dedication during the internship. For some, the training was transformative and much needed.
My experience here has been one that is very impactful and life-changing at the same time. I got to learn so many things, aside from the training session from different facilitators on different topics, which has been very, very, very impactful because it teaches us how to grow. As humans, it is very important that we ensure that we grow every day.
This internship has been a guiding path, not just for professionalism, it's a lifetime skill and experience. I am very much thankful to be part of this internship at Nania, and I'm grateful, and I'm saying thank you to everybody that made this a success.
The impact of the program caught the attention of national leadership. Sierra Leone's youth representative to the United Nations, Isaac Bayor, was in attendance and commended the group for tackling the country's youth unemployment head-on. However, to turn this local success into a national standard, the mission requires more than just applause.
We cannot do it alone. We have a very small board, we have a very small arm of support, and we want to be able to cater to more and more young women nationwide. So we're thinking about how can we replicate the same program in the north and the south, in different areas of Sierra Leone. This is how you can be a part. When you partner, you can come in with knowledge, you can come in with cash, or you can come in with infrastructure. For us to be able to really exercise what we do and how we do it, we need space, we need equipment, we need as much as we can to enhance the work that we do.
As the Diamond Cohort exits the stage to influence society, the Sapphire Cohort stands ready to begin the journey. The Nania Education Group continues to prove that with the right infrastructure and partnership, the cycle of school dropouts can be replaced by a cycle of leadership. Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo, AYV News, Freetown.
The International Labour Organization and partners with support from the European Union wraps up export and readiness training in Bombali. Now, the two-day session focuses on export procedures, quality standards, market access, and compliance requirements that equipped enterprises with practical knowledge to compete within the region and international markets. Augusta Etheltue was there, and she now reports.
Export readiness for entrepreneurs. The training aimed to help small and medium enterprises meet international market demands by upgrading their capacity to compete on quality, standards, packaging, and branding required for export. Sina Masakoi, Enterprise Development Officer at the International Labour Organization, walked us through the two-day engagement.
It's time for our businesses to export because all of them have gone through incubation, acceleration programs, and they have proven to have a product that is worthy to be exported to the regions. So we thought it's fit that it's high time we meet stakeholders and institutions that would help us to make that a reality. So we have also gone further to establish an entrepreneur hub in Makeni, whereby students and enterprises are being trained how to do business properly and also how to be trained on business development services with modules provided by the ILO. So we brought together the Ministry of Trade, we brought together SMIDA, Local Content Standards Bureau, every other institution that serves as a trade facilitator to ensure enterprises are able to export their products.
Mark Tambanyuma, Director at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, spoke on how the training will help boost the ministry's work.
So the impact went from one, it strengthened the human capital development stuff. You're able to learn new skills, you're able to position your trade, and secondly, it creates job opportunity. So if we have been trading just within, let's say, Makeni, but now you have an opportunity to export to Guinea, to Liberia, to Ivory Coast, to South Africa. You definitely need more personnel on board, more staff on board, so you create employment. And thirdly, it also creates visibility. It's easier for the private sector to align certain product to particular countries, and it helps the returns reposition the country and as well as increase the country for earnings.
Sarah Thomas Kamara, Vice President of the Sierra Leone Labour Congress, also took part in the engagement and shared her remarks.
No, this impact is going to increase their capability because for now they are just grappling with the minor things, but if they're able to export, then they'll have bigger companies and factories where they will employ more people and we'll have more jobs. It's going to help us with our foreign currency because obviously we are importing more than we're exporting. Originally it was the other way. We were exporting more than we were importing. So we want to see these people exporting out and bringing in some foreign currencies into the country.
The two-day engagement marks another step in equipping Sierra Leonean SMEs with the tools to access global markets. By aligning local products with international standards, the Opportunity Salon program aims to strengthen enterprise competitiveness and drive job creation across key value chains. Augusta Ethel Touye, AYV Primetime News, Makeni.
The country director of Don Bosco Fambul has said while the government acknowledges their intervention in the lives of street children, their support remains very minimal, noting concerns that both the Ministries of Gender and Children's Affairs and Social Welfare has never visited the facilities offered by some of the technical support. Now, he was speaking during a tour by the joint committees of the ECOWAS Parliament, who witnessed firsthand the stories of street children who are victims of the atrocities of child abuse and exploitation. Now, the mission of this visit is to tackle the menace. Samuel Tonisoya has the report.
Waiting, I be the go to the streets, I be suffer a lot. My papa don't die, mama dey struggle for find food for feed me and for paying me school.
For earn money, not that easy, so the only thing we'll be able to do for that moment now for engage into sexual intercourse, wave or because to a lot of damage and all that.
That's the story of a brutal and an atrocious childhood marked by horrific events. The children in our stories were in the streets begging for dignity, which is accorded them by nature, but stripped of them by broken societal systems. They further delved into their experience.
I come on the street, I go to Funkia. Say, my party didn't lead me to fishing. I be fishing and I go Guinea. The boat will be the fishing part, take me go to Guinea. I live in Guinea for 6 months.
we'll get a lot of challenges and problems that we'll be faced to financially, and we'll not get food, good accommodation, and all that, and it'll be very stressful for me and my family member. So to be precise and to be more bold and open, we got into a position, me and some of my friends, and so I got for left me also some why.
Despite having such ordeals, the intervention of Don Bosco Fambul seems to have reshaped their lives' trajectory.
But Don Bosco don't give me the opportunity to go to school, for learn skills, and also they don't educate me a lot about myself, and also not for engage in any premarital sex when not reach that stage yet.
So the way I see welding, I take up I say like I find work for me, and I make what to go as serious. And they learn, they teach me, they train me, they show how for go live out.
As the issue of street children remain a growing challenge in the Sahel region, the region's parliament, in a delocalized sitting in Freetown, had come to the center to grasp firsthand the situation of street children with a view of crafting solutions. What are the impressions of MPs of the situation?
This is not good legacy for Africa, because seeing kids like this in this type of condition is so bad.
I pray that one day ECOWAS will have such an institution in our very country to take care of kids. Because
yesterday when we visited another center, most of us were moved and emotional and we shed tears.
From today, we should network, we should mobilize support for the kids.
While Don Bosco Fambul reiterates commitment to helping children with joy, there remain one serious challenge: government support.
We have got several awards from the government here, and the biggest support we are getting from them by clapping the hands. They clap Don Bosco, are doing very well, continue. And this is the biggest support we get from them. Somebody was asking about social, now let me disclose you something. I don't know whether I'm going to put myself into trouble or not, but doesn't matter. You ask about the Minister of Social Welfare. As I'm talking now, the Minister of Social Welfare has never come here, despite a couple of invitations. Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs has never come here, despite of many invitations.
Head of Sierra Leone's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, Honorable Veronica Kadisi Say, promised to drive the attention of government towards the center's activities.
And I heard you say the two ministers have not visited you. Be rest assured that I'll drag them here to come and see you. But be rest assured, we are going to do something. I will come here.
The forensic examination on tour to centers on the condition of street children ended with a call for action by various MPs within the region's parliament to restoring the dignity of the region's children. Samuel Tony Sawyer, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, in a bid to amplify and recognize women's voices in shaping inclusive governance and community development, former gender advisor to ex-president Ernest Bai Koroma, Nasu Fofana has introduced grassroots women farmers in Pujehun district to APC flag bearer aspirant Dr. Ibrahim Bangura. Now, the engagement forms part of Dr. Bangura's ongoing tour of the southeastern Sierra Leone, where he continues to interact with communities and key stakeholders. Now, during the visit, he also turned the sword for the construction of a women's village seminar in the district. Our reporter Isa Bangura has more.
The usually quiet farming communities of Pujehun district came alive as women farmers gathered to engage APC flag bearer aspirant Dr. Ibrahim Bangura. The meeting, facilitated by Nasu Fofana, aimed to provide a platform for rural women to express their concerns and appreciations for national development. Speaking at the event, Nasu Fofana formally introduced the delegation and emphasized on the importance of the engagement.
I know many of us here are passionate about politics, but I want to emphasize that development-focused politics is what truly matters. I encourage all of us to embrace initiatives that promote growth and progress in our community. Today, I am honored to present a very important delegation from the DIB movement, who have come with a strong commitment to development for all of us, especially for the women. The budget we as women have carefully prepared for our project will be reviewed and finalized by him today.
Addressing the gathering, Dr. Ibrahim Bangura reaffirmed his commitment to supporting women in agriculture and improving livelihoods through targeted development initiatives.
Wetin una go do with the land for make sure say una get things for it.
I know many of you make good use of your land to grow crops that sustain your families, such as groundnuts and others. I have spent my entire life supporting women. I remain committed to standing with all of you here. I truly admire hardworking and independent women who strive every day to eradicate poverty in the I'm here with my colleagues who have come from both within and outside the country to accompany me about politics, but to offer our support as we pass through your community.
One day we'll come for do that, but today na pass with the pass. We come for support now.
A key highlight of the visit was the symbolic sword turning ceremony for the construction of a women's village, an initiative expected to provide support, training and economic opportunities for women in the district. Local women expressed optimism about the project, describing it as a step towards empowerment and self-reliance. Stakeholders say the initiative signals growing recognition of the critical role women play in community transformation, especially as political engagement intensifies. In climaxing the engagement, the women presented an award to the leader of the DIB movement as a sign of appreciation and acceptance of his support and initiatives. Issa Bangura, AYV News reporting from Pujon District.
This is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Etsa anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us? Do you
this one their well, and the winners who cheers to those who start. When you start, you're hard to you raise your game. You're bold enough to make never stop. Mutik, never stop starting.
Welcome back. I am Zulayatu Hamid and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take more stories. Now, dozens of credit union volunteers and managers gathered at Freetown City Hall for the conference they believe could help reshape livelihoods across Sierra Leone. Organized by the National Cooperative Credit Union Association of Sierra Leone, the event brought together key actors in the movement to reflect, connect and plan for the future. Our reporter Esther Susanette Bassi reports.
Credit union across Sierra Leone are set to become stronger, more transparent and digitally advanced following the second annual Credit Union Volunteers and Managers Conference. Held under the theme, Strengthening Governance and Digital Transformation for Sustainable Credit Union Growth, the gathering brought together credit union leaders, development partners, and government officials, all committed to advancing financial inclusion and institutional resilience. General Manager of the National Cooperative Credit Union Association described the gathering as a turning point, not just a routine meeting, but a declaration that Sierra Leone's credit union movement is ready to evolve.
Each participating credit union should leave here with a governance improvement commitment, a digital readiness action plan, a financial sustainability roadmap. As a call to action, let this conference mark a turning point. Let it be remembered as the moment when governance standards were elevated.
A representative from the German Western Africa said that transformation must come from within. He pointed out that while support from partners is important, real progress depends on leadership, commitment, and willingness to embrace change.
People who will try new things to improve lives and the lives of people. Transformational leadership is grounded on integrity and the long-term thinking. It means moving from reactive management to proactive management. It means intentional leadership that drives changes rather than simply responding to change.
Delivering the keynote address, James Freeman of the Ministry of Planning reminded participants that digital transformation is not just about technology, it is about protecting people. He noted that better systems can reduce fraud, improve accuracy, and ensure that members' hard-earned money is safe.
Strong governance ensures transparent decision-making, effective internal controls, proper oversight of management, protection of members' funds, and compliance with cooperative and financial regulations.
For the volunteers heading back to their communities from urban Freetown to remote districts, the challenge now is to turn these commitments into reality, as when credit unions work, they don't just manage money, they change lives. Susanette Bassi, Intan, AYV News, Freetown.
The Bassam Charity Foundation, a non-profit-making local-based organization in Sierra Leone, has been launched during this week, catering for less privileged school kids, deprived parents, among others, at Welton Community, east end of Freetown. Now, speaking at the ceremony, the founder of the Bassam Charity Foundation, Zainab Denton, stressed that the organization is dedicated to empowering young people through education. She also noted that they believe that every child deserves access to quality education and that basic tools are necessary to achieve their dreams. Let's take a look.
A very lot to me, which I appreciate, and I thank God because finally.
This means a lot to me, and I appreciated it so much. And I must say thanks to God for everything. I am praying that it would be part of Higher Height with help from sponsors across the country to help empower young people. This is a non-profit making organization, and we are here primarily to help the less privileged, also to address poverty. Even though with little funds, we are doing our best to provide the necessary support at various communities.
Out there in our communities. So it means a lot to me anyway.
The advice I would give for now is that you don't have to be wealthy enough to support others. Even if the small amount you have, you'll be able to support and save life. If I can do it, I am pretty sure that everyone can do it.
And make this kind of helping go out there to people that we need them more.
A lot because for get money right now, not really easy. So I want to tell Auntie Zainab, the founder of this project, yeah, so thank you. When don't give you this money, and this money they carry me go long way, me and my mama. So I want to tell her thank you, let God guide and protect her and bless her more and more.
But first, it means a lot to me because this foundation done very well now in life. Because this woman can always do charity to be picking them. And we tell her, thank you, let God guide and protect her, and let continue to provide for her more so that it will help in picking them. It means a great to me because as a mother, when I mean they with me picking them, so I tell her, thank you, this money they don't give me, I go able for solve me picking education, put her in a good way. And tell her plenty, thank you. Let God go continue for gear more and go provide for we more for we picking them.
And now for the latest in sports. The Sierra Leone Under-17 national female team had a goalless draw with their Ivory Coast counterpart in the Female World Cup qualifiers in Abidjan. Now, the highly anticipated clash between the two sides was fully skilled, disciplined and tactical display between both nations. Now, the clash happened at the Charles Cannon Barney Stadium in Ivory Coast. Now, however, the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup 2026 will take place in Rabat, Morocco from the 17th of October to the 7th of November this year.
The Under-17 female players of Sierra Leone that was selected by head coach Fatmata Touré from various clubs in the country. These pool of players represented the nation with pride, huge determination in this year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers, a tournament that is scheduled to be hosted in Morocco. The tie between Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone on March Day, the home side had a lion's share on ball possession before the break, but the young lads from Sierra Leone stood under tactical discipline in all their areas not to concede a goal. Several chances was created from both sides, but the tie ended in stalemate. However, the Sierra Leone side showed a discipline so far for their double-header against Ivory Coast counterparts in the FIFA Women's Under-17 World Cup first preliminary round qualifiers. The young Lionesses have demonstrated remarkable determination, discipline, and unity throughout their preparation, fine-tuning their tactics and build a strong team spirit for the challenge. Rans for McLean, AYV Sports, Etown.
Well, that's all for Primetime News for tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Zulaya Hamid. Many thanks for watching and listening. Good night.